Where y'all at? Oh my gosh. Where the boxing fans at? Where y'all at? Where y'all at? One time. Lions only for your motherfucking mind, yo. Lions only. Lions only. Bang. Let's go. Let's get it. You know what? Normally I wouldn't do a live stream without seeing the main event, but I told y'all this fight, Charlo Lubin, was my main event. It's the one I was looking forward to the most. So fuck it. I got the Erislandy Lara fight DVRing. I just had to jump on the horn and talk about this shit. Whoa. Whoa. Like, bro, do you guys lit? Wow. Wow. Hey, bro. I told y'all. Now, you guys can say whatever, but the real motherfuckers know I didn't do like a 7 reasons. I ain't had time. I hadn't done a 7 reasons. I usually do those for the real big blockbuster fights because they're time consuming. But I did live streams and I told y'all I was picking Charlo, and I think he was too experienced. Erickson Lubin, he was talking it up. He sounded ready, but this was almost eerily similar to his brother. The mandatory he was supposed to fight, Julian J. Rock Williams, is very similar type of situation. You know what I'm saying? Where a guy was like, yeah, barking up the tree, said he wanted to work, and then he came up short. And there's no disrespect to Erickson Lubin or Julian J. Rock Williams, because the sport needs people like that to step up and to be confident. And I told you this was like a coming of age, or is gonna be Charlo showing you his Lions only and successfully defending it. But wow, like the crazy thing is that was like a classic knockout. Hold on, cause I'm so hyped, man. I ain't even doing my regular shit. First of all, we got over 100 people in here. Hit the like button. That's first. Second of all, let's get a roll call. I just want to see where y'all from. Anybody from Orlando, Florida? Are you guys from Houston? Hit the like button and let me know where you're from. Boxingego roll call. Let's get it, and we're gonna talk about this. I'll have to catch the main event later, but this was like, wow. Bronx, Philly, Queens, San Fernando, Houston, Birmingham, West Palm, NorCal, Lake Charles, Sheffield, St. Louis, Columbus. Kayvon just donated a super chat, $5. Appreciate you. Erickson Lubin said JERMELL Charlo was a paper champ. Shaking my head, keep running your mouth. North Carolina, we got to get, I'm not going to do any more super chats until after this, but I got to get through the roll call. Miami, Rotterdam, Cincinnati, Ohio, Idaho, Kuwait, Houston, Dallas, Nottingham, New York, Mass, Dallas, Fort Worth, Fort Wayne, Alabama, DC, Columbia, Sacramento, Honolulu, shout out to Hawaii, Massachusetts, Idaho, Dallas, okay, Lakeland, Florida, man, Virgin Islands, Oregon, Louisiana, we deep tonight, Sacramento, Mexico, I see you, Puerto Rico, Leeds, Baltimore, DC, Tokyo, Garland, Texas, Brooklyn, Charlo Humble Lubin, $2 super chat, Canada, Toronto, Abu Dhabi, Seattle, Cleveland, Baton Rouge, Dominican Republic. All right, man, we'll do another roll call at the end because this will go on forever. New Orleans, I see you. Wichita, Kansas, I see you. Sacktown, Chicago, I see you. Bro, that shit was crazy. I told y'all, the experience, people don't understand this. And like what I was saying to you guys, if you guys go back and watch the tapes, Charlo, he had some performances where he didn't look spectacular, but you got to understand, this is boxing and this is experience. Fuck losing. If you win, lose, draw, you should have lost, it's still experience. When Floyd Mayweather beat Canelo's ass, it was experience. You still get you gain the experience from sharing the ring with Floyd and Cotto's, and that's why if you watch the Austin Trout versus Jared Swift Hurd, Trout being such a veteran gave Hurd some work early. You know what I'm saying? And Charlo, he took the fights with Gabe Rosado. He took the fights with Vadas Matarosin. He was losing to John Jackson and had to turn it around, which he did. I was at that fight live. Charles Hatley was talking to Ganga shit and didn't like him. It was kind of like a Houston versus Dallas type of thing. Like, god damn, that was a knockout. You missed a fight at your son's game? Well, you could have missed it if you went to get popcorn or blink. It was the first round. Charlo on his Mike Tyson shit. He said he ended it in the first. He said, I ain't doing a bunch of talking. He said, keep running your mouth. Whoa. And see, like, I kind of feared this for a couple reasons. Remember when I did the live stream? If in my real motherfuckers, the real fan, they know. I did a live stream and I showed you that knockdown where Erickson Lubin got knocked down by a journeyman. You guys remember that? I just did it like 2 days ago. He got knocked down by a journeyman. So if that's in question, if you're getting knocked down by a journeyman, then JERMELL Charlo, an actual champion. You see, you guys remember if you watch my stream, an actual champion could do that to you too. So I had issues about his chin. And see, that's the thing. When you feeling lovely, whatever his record is, I don't know. Like, let's say 19-0 or whatever, 15 knockouts, you're feeling great. You're feeling on top of the world. But at the end of the day, you didn't fight 19 quality, top-notch, top-level dudes. And that's what the defining point is. You know what I'm saying? Because like I always tell you guys experience, Floyd Mayweather, when he fought Canelo, they had about within one fight of each other. Like, let's say Floyd had 45 fights, Canelo had 44, right? But the difference is the quality of opposition Floyd had faced leading up to the Canelo fight versus the quality of opposition Canelo. Canelo had a couple names, some were past it, like Shane Mosley, smaller guys, Josecito, Austin Trout was a good win, but it's nowhere near what Floyd, who he had fought at that time. So even though they both had 44, 45 fights, it's the level of opposition, and the same goes for Lubin. I seen him a couple times on PBC, and he was looking good, but at the end of the day, that wasn't against Demetrius Andrade or any of the top level guys, Canelo when he was there, or you know what I mean, the top level guys. That was a bad knockout. Look at this. And the crazy thing is, he tried to get up, and his body, you know what I'm saying, it clearly wasn't happening. He was like, it looked like rigor mortis, you know what I'm saying? He just absolutely couldn't get up. And that's what happens to your brain. You get separated from your senses. Your mind is kind of telling you to try to get up as a fighter, but it wasn't happening. And see, this was like I said, a classic knockout because it came from nowhere. Like the first round, I didn't see anything too crazy. But listen, I watch boxing enough to know when I see certain people fall, when I see how they fall, I can almost get on my Roy Jones shit and be like, he's not getting up, Jim. Just because the manner in which you hit the canvas and which you fall, it wasn't looking good. And there's a good fight to watch. It's like a war, kind of sloppy, but it's a war. And it was Edwin Rodriguez versus, I think his name was Michael Seals or something, right? And Edwin Rodriguez is one of the only people where I see get hit where he fell lifeless like that, and he looked crazy, and he actually got back up and won the fight. You know what I'm saying? So it can happen, but when motherfuckers land certain ways, you could almost tell that they're not going to be able to get up. And even if they somehow do get up, they're going to get stopped. You know what I mean? Because you're not even have your senses. You're not going to have your strength, your legs. It's just, I mean, look, you tell from the picture. Look at Charlo. He on his lines only. This reminds me of the Jamie Foxx where he's talking about the club punch. He like, boom, bitch, you don't know who you fucking with. He on the ground. I'm in the car. He on the ground trying to figure out what the fuck just happened. Look, the ref don't even know what happened. And look at like how he fell was crazy. Charlo hit that boy with the Jamie Foxx club punch. Bitch, you don't know who you fucking with. He on the ground trying to figure out what the fuck just happened. Like, man, that was nuts. Wow. Lions only, bro. These motherfuckers is not playing out here in Houston, apparently. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my, see? Crumbled. Crumbled. It's over. There's no way he would crumble. There's no way. There's no way you were gonna survive that. Bro, that dude Charlo melted him with that. Like he man, when I seen that I said, whoa! I felt like Roy Jones, man. Damn, I should have went to New York for this card. This shit. That was vicious. There was only, listen, hold on, there's only like less than 30 seconds left or so. Timing him. Bow. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Look at his legs and all that. Bro, that was bad. Shout out to Charlo, man. Houston, y'all got one. Houston, we have a problem. Because he's improving. And he showed you that in his last fight, Charles Hatley. That was sinister. That was a bad knockout. He, like, you know what I'm saying? When guys are like, that reminds me, that's in my honest opinion, that's like Deontay Wilder. I seen him knock out some guys pretty bad like that. When Nonito Donaire knocked out Fernando Montiel, and he looks like he was like on a roller coaster or something. That's not good, bro. That's sad, man. I mean, not sad, but scary. I hope that Erickson Lubin is cool from that. But listen, and I like Erickson Lubin. I like what it, like, you know what I mean? You have to have that attitude that he had. I mean, maybe not that confident, but I told you I'd rather someone be confident than uncertain of themselves. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, he got, in my opinion, Erickson Lubin, he got a little bit too big for his britches, because he was like, first of all, you got to be a fucking Don, like a real beast, like Floyd Mayweather, to Sugar Ray Leonard did it too, but to taunt and a guy who's probably bigger than you, who's a hard hitter, you don't want to piss certain guys off, because now they're training with the intent to really fuck you up, which is what Charlo did. You know what I'm saying? Like, Floyd can do that. Floyd can piss off De La Hoya or Mosley, you know what I'm saying? And still, because he's so defensively sound and stuff, and still be cool. But I think Lubin did a lot. He said a lot, and it probably got under Charlo's skin. And I actually didn't see Charlo talk too much. And see, that's how I know a lot of y'all motherfuckers don't know shit about boxing, because a lot of y'all was saying Charlo didn't look confident and he looked worried. You never heard those words come out of my mouth. You know what I'm saying? I never said, oh, y'all was saying Charlo was scared because at the weigh-in. Like, I didn't see none of that. I didn't see all that. JERMELL just kind of behind the scenes did his work. And see, there were some interviews Erickson Lubin did, and that's why I could kind of see, like, it was a shocking moment. Like, I didn't expect it to happen like that early and shit. But that's why I picked Charlo, and that's why I told you I was picking experience. And the other thing is, Lubin to me was kind of headed down a dangerous road, because he was like kind of taunting, pissing off the bull or the lion, whatever you want to call him. And he was just saying some things that I felt like he was saying, oh, shout out to Errol Spence Jr. He's a good fighter. He's solid, but me and him are different. I move way better. I got more head movement. And then Errol Spence, he did an interview with DBN, and he said, I don't know nothing about all that. All I know, he's like, I don't know nobody who has top quality, top shelf work and doesn't get better. He said, iron sharpens iron. You know what I'm saying? And he said, I never heard of those situations where somebody getting some good ass grade A work, it actually hurts them. You know what I mean? So when Lubin started saying stuff like that, maybe he was like gassing himself up, psyching himself up. But I don't know, just unfortunate, because he probably, I don't know how he bounces back. It's always gonna be hard when you trash talk and then lose in that fashion. And like even Julian J. Rock Williams, he's a solid fighter. Golovkin had him in camp for the Canelo fight. But as his pro career, since the JERMELL Charlo loss, he hasn't had any big fights. Not like he just went out and fought Jared Swift Hurd or Demetrius Andrade, you know what I mean? So coming and in my opinion, Erickson Lubin just got dealt with and melted worse than J-Rock. To me, J-Rock was a nasty ass, swift ass uppercut. But the way Erickson Lubin went out in like one round, that had to be worse to me. So it's gonna be, I can never tell what another grown man could do, but it's gonna be hard to bounce back. He's gonna have to come back soft, because that was like, I mean, even if you look at like a guy like Amir Khan, he got melted by Bryce Prescott, but he kept getting up and then it got stopped. Like, Lubin got struck with one fatal shot that had him like fucked. His equilibrium gone, all that was gone. You know what I'm saying? Wow. And see, I don't know how much y'all believe this. I don't know if there's like any science behind this, but I just feel like there's a difference between grown man strength and, like, let's say you got in a fight with somebody's dad or something. They might fucking sleep you just because they're strong from being on this earth so long. You know what I'm saying? They're mature. They're clearly past puberty. Won't. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that Charlo was a little bit older, I'm not saying if you're 20 you can't, like Mike Tyson did it. He beat Trevor Berbick, who was younger than him. So I'm not saying age is the only determinant factor, but Charlo's a grown ass man. Like they're pretty big dudes. I mean, I'm big, so nobody except for like the Deontay Wilders and shit, nobody's like looks huge to me, but I can see them in relationship to other fighters in their division, and they're pretty big. You know what I'm saying? Like if you put them mass-wise next to even Demetrius Andrade, Andrade's probably taller, but they look more full-bodied. You know what I'm saying? Both Charlos, and they're big dude. You know what I mean? They're big. I was just right next to him and Errol Spence Jr. at the Ward Kovalev fight. You know what I mean? So Erickson Lubin, he just too big for your britches. You know what I mean? He bit off more than he could chew too early. He got the mandatory shot and went for it. But he should have, in my opinion, I mean, anyone could say this now in hindsight, but to me, he should have kind of looked back and had his handlers, Al Heyman, try to get, like, if he beat Austin Trout, because you seen Austin Trout wasn't playing, you know what I'm saying? I think a fight like that would helped him, at least a fight like that, or John Jackson. But I could tell you, in my honest opinion, Lubin was going down a dangerous path because he was confident, which is good, but he became, what he was saying to me was a little bit too precocious and a little bit too confident, because he was like making it sound like, oh, I'm in essence better than Errol Spence Jr. He said JERMELL Charlo was a paper champion. I mean, you got to respect a guy that's been in there with Devonis Martirosyan, and he was like, he beat not John David Jackson, that's Kovalev's people. He beat John Jackson, he beat Charles Hatley, who are nobodies, but at the end of the day, I was at the Hatley fight too, and Hatley didn't get stretched in one round. Do you know what I'm saying? So you can't, even though you don't rate maybe a John Jackson or a Charles Hatley, you still got to give them credit, because both of them, John Jackson, I was at both of those Charlo's fights, and John Jackson was giving Charlo some work until he turned it around with a hook and then got him out of there. He was like, he paused and he got fucked up. But yeah, man, you can't, like, you know what I'm saying? So when Lubin started going a little, for my liking, a little bit over the top with trash talk is cool in the slander, but he was like making it like, he said Charlo was a paper champ, and he said, you only beat Charles Hatley, you beat John Jackson, but both of those guys lasted longer versus Charlo than Lubin did. You know what I'm saying? So just because they're not a top of the division like Demetrius Andrade or JERMELL Charlo or whatever, I don't mean they're like pure bums. You know what I mean? But great card so far. I gotta watch the main event still, but wow, Lions only B. And another thing that's pissing the Charlos off from interviewing them is it sounds like they don't feel like they're getting the just due credit that they deserve. But wow, that's crazy. And it was so weird because like I actually walked into the room in the first round. Like I had already started like 30 seconds of it, and from what I seen, I didn't really see nothing else in the first round that was just like. So did you guys see anything? Because like I said, I missed maybe 30-40 seconds of the first round, but I caught that. But I didn't see anything that was just like too crazy. Someone was getting like hit with crazy shit, and that was just out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. Yeah, we got to get the likes up. We got 312 people in the chat, and we don't have 200 likes yet, man. So if y'all appreciate the live streams, fuck with the channel Boxingego, and just respect boxing, hit that like button, man. Get them likes up. We just working. We enjoying this boxing game, but wow, that was I picked Charlo like I told you guys on my stream. However, I didn't think it would be like no first round. He didn't even knock out Charles Hatley, John Jackson in the first round. So I thought Lubin's power would be respected enough to the point where, you know what I mean? Like, whoa. We got a huge super chat from Il Nova Sounds. Wow, you see that color? When they like those colors, purple and magenta and shit, y'all are going crazy. He just donated $50 to the channel via super chat. Wow, I really appreciate it. I have no questions because you give me everything I want to know about boxing. Thanks for everything, Ego. Love the content. Tell the truth. Haha, I love that quote. Wow, it just dropped $50 like that. Man, I really appreciate the fans. I'm bummed out I didn't go to this card because, first of all, I didn't know fucking Deontay Wilder, Errol Spence, and everybody else was going to be out there. Keith Thurman, you know what I mean? But I'll catch the next one. Wow. But, listen. All the people, I tell y'all with this new media shit, man. I tell y'all all the time we working. All the people that were talking all this shit about Al Heyman and he's the cancer of boxing, where are they now? Where are their channels? Where is their stature in the boxing world? Because me, I'm a boxing fan. I'm always willing to give something a fair chance, a fair shake. And I never was against Premier Boxing Champ. Let's see what they're talking about. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, there's some Paulie Malignaggi versus Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman, Collazo, which weren't the best fights that could possibly be made. But you got to be realistic. Top Rank, Golden Boy, none of them give us that fight every out. You know what I mean? As far as I'm concerned, Canelo, his last 4 fights, one of them has been like a good fight, and that was Triple G. The Khan fight, easy for me to predict. The fight with Liam Smith, easy. And then the Chavez, I thought Chavez could do better, but he didn't. So, you know what I'm saying? You guys got to get real. Another super chat, $5 from the Octavius 72. What is your take on the way Thurman was talking during the interview he had on tonight's telecast? It seemed like he has some doubt there. I didn't really hear what he said, to be honest, but his doubt has bled through in multiple interviews I've seen on YouTube and stuff. He just seems like kind of at peace. You know what I mean? I know he's like real spiritual. He just seems like he's on his Zen mode. But it's 147, 154, and 160 are now all too cracking and too stacked where you got to get up out of there. There's people that are hungry for it. Sean Porter's hungry. I just watched him train. Errol Spence is hungry. When there's a video of Keith Thurman at the podium, and Errol Spence was just looking like, he's like, look, I don't know. I can't speak on behalf of him, but the way he was looking was like, man, he on some bullshit. I'm trying to fight you now. Fuck all that building this shit. Junior Johns just donated $20. Wow, I told y'all to mail on them orange ones. $20 super chat. It says Thurman doesn't sound like he's trying to fight Thurman at all. Was Thurman at all? I think he meant Errol Spence or something. He was real wishy-washy. I mean, it's not. This is nothing new to me. Errol Spence is highly avoided and highly ducked for the welterweight division. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I mean, we can all see it. If you have fucking eyes, you can see it. Maybe people people want to fight Floyd or even a Pacquiao because even though those guys can school you or maybe even hurt you. Pacquiao actually, none of them had a knockout, and they're not the biggest of welterweights. And a lot of these new school welterweights are very big. You know what I'm saying? But aside from that, the reward is always worth it because Robert Guerrero probably got a career high payday when he fought Floyd. You know what I'm saying? He got like $3 million or something. So that's how these fighters looking at it. Like, hey, if I fight Errol Spence, all the danger is there. The fucking danger is there, but I'm not gonna get no record-breaking payday like Bradley got when he fought Pacquiao's and shit. You know what I mean? But that's, if you're a champion, you should, yeah, especially a young champion, you got to be worried about your legacy. And I told you, everybody wants to be Money Mayweather. They don't want to go through the Pretty Boy Floyd stages. The only reason Floyd became this A-side and Conor McGregor, I could pick you and all this bullshit, this Money May shit and yachts and Forbes list, was because of the Pretty Boy Floyd ushered all that in. And that's what it is. But yeah, man, I knew Lubin was he was treading down a dangerous path and I thought he was going a little bit over top. Like, he was making it sound like I'm way better than Errol Spence, because even that statement, at this point, Errol Spence now has a better resume. He could say, I beat Chris Algieri, I stopped Bundu, unlike Keith Thurman, who couldn't stop him, only could hurt him, and then I beat Kell Brook in his backyard. You feel me? So Lubin saying, even I'm better than Errol Spence, you haven't fought a Kell Brook in your division. You guys get what I'm saying? So I think that those were dangerous things, and he was like maybe doing it to pump himself up for psychological warfare, but it's just a bad way to go because you got knocked out. You said JERMELL Charlo was a paper champion. These are all factual quotes from him. You said JERMELL Charlo was a paper champion, and then on top of that, you said, they said why? He said he ain't beat no top names in the division. He said he beat Charles Hatley and John Jackson, but then now when you look at it, after seeing all the fights, those guys did better than Erickson Lubin did. So maybe it was a bit premature for him. But, I mean, it's the fight game. I mean, even the Austin Trout fight, that shit was fun. But what happened? What happened to all the Al Heyman detractors that said Al Heyman's garbage and he's murdered? Listen, Leo Santa Cruz, Abner Matas, I watched their fights. I didn't watch it intently, like from start to finish, because I didn't give a fuck because I already knew the outcome of them. You know what I mean? I had some running around to do, but I got the gist of it. It was to build up them rematching and get shit in order, get them a tune-up fight, since Leo Santa Cruz hasn't fought since January. I was at that fight. And I don't know when Abner Matas fought, maybe in December against Jesus Cuellar. I don't know if he fought since then. But still, you got those fights. And then you got Hurd versus Trout, which was electric. And then you had a crazy knockout. J-Rock definitely did better than Erickson Lubin. I mean, Charles Hatley did better. Everybody that didn't get knocked out in round one did better. Vanes Matarosa. You know what I mean? There's no other way to like quantify that. You can't say Charles Hatley did worse, but he didn't get knocked out until later. You know what I mean? Or John Jackson was winning the fight. That was crazy stuff, man. That's scary stuff, because Lubin, the way he got melted, he was like, you know what I mean, when it looked like a robot, like he was like, so it's like rigor mortis. You know what I mean? That's the best way that's what I call it. And I know that's kind of like macabre, because it's like rigor mortis is when you die, but that's what happens if you see roadkill and stuff and they look all petrified and stuff. That's what rigor mortis. And that's how his body was looking like. And I mean, credit to him. He showed heart. He was really trying to get up. But them Houston boys ain't playing out here. And listen, another thing is, fighters, I tell you guys all the time, boxing is mental. Boxing is very mental. I would say more mental. Like, you could be Mike Tyson, you could be Victor Ortiz. There's a lot of great fighters, but if you don't have it mentally put together, then, you know what I mean, don't fucking matter. You know what I mean? And sometimes little adjustments that fighters make. I think JERMELL Charlo is enjoying being in the same gym as Errol Spence Jr. and being with Derrick James. Maybe it's just a different relationship. Maybe he needed a change, but he seems to be, like, when he hooked up with him, his performances actually improved. So maybe he feels he's learning something different. Maybe he respects him different than Ronnie Shields. I don't know. But it doesn't matter if the coach is worse or better. If the fighter feels that the coach is better or teaching them new stuff, then they're good. Because like, I thought Cotto looked very good. Miguel Cotto looked very good versus Floyd Mayweather, and he was with Pedro Diaz. But then he left him and went to Freddie Roach, and he seemed to love it with Freddie Roach. So, I mean, it's just fighters, they like who they like, and you know what I mean, if they feel they needed to change. And ever since JERMELL made that change, he seems like a bit rejuvenated, and he's putting on some very good performances, and he's looking like wow, okay. Great fights out here for him. Yeah, Derrick James used to fight too, though. Yeah, I interviewed him. He said he used to spar Errol Spence. So that's cool. That's kind of cool. Yeah, this Core Water's official, man. And Erickson Lubin looked very disappointed on the stool. I mean, obviously, you ain't gonna be happy, but wow. Crazy stuff, man. Hey, actually, somebody told me about that. Listen, I just thought about something. Y'all motherfuckers, this is the era of new media. Y'all need to start looking at that motherfucker Derrick James as trainer of the year. Hold the fuck up. Because I just thought about it. Charlo took on 2 mandatories under his guidance. He took on the Charles Hatley, who was very confident too, had beat Anthony Mundine in Australia or New Zealand or wherever the fuck, in Jeff Horn's backyard or wherever the fuck they were, and he was the mandatory. And Charlo stretched him. Then he just melted in very impressive fashion. I picked him to win, and I thought it would probably be by stoppage based on the intensity and how Erickson Lubin would come out, but I didn't think it would happen in round 1. See, I keep it a buck. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to be like, yeah, I knew it was the first round. I thought it would probably be round 7, 6, something like that. But Charlo melted him, Charles Hatley, and then Erickson Lubin. And then on top of that, him and his fighter, Errol Spence Jr., did a major step up in class and caliber, flew over to the UK and beat Kell Brook's ass in Sheffield. He deserves trainer of the year because that's like 3 big ass wins. Like, don't get me wrong, there's other Robert Garcia, he had Mikey Garcia and Broner, but then Abner Matas just fought whoever the fuck that was, Gutierrez. That I can't give him the credit for that. Like, I can't give him the same amount of credit as I give Charlo for knocking out his mandatories. Because I'm pretty sure Abner Matas' mandatory wasn't that Gutierrez dude. That was just a stay busy fight. You know what I'm saying? I can't give it to the Reynosos because Canelo, he fought Chavez Jr., which was good, but he had a draw in his last fight. Can't give it to Abel Sanchez because who does he have? That, you know what I mean, Triple G fighting to a draw, and then, in my opinion, losing to Daniel Jacobs. That motherfucker Derrick James is up there. You could also say Virgil Hunter. Virgil Hunter's up there, but it's really from the Ward fights because his fighter Berto lost and then Fonfara lost. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure Derrick James might have somebody that lost. I don't know his whole stable or whatever, but I'm just saying his big names is doing work for him, making Texas proud. Yeah, man, new media, man, we killing the boys. Killing these boys. What's up with the Lara fight in Goucher? Is anybody watching that? I told you I'm not even trying to disrespect it, but after that Charlo shit, I told you that was my main event, and I just wanted to jump on the horn with y'all immediately. But is anyone watching that Lara? Loma is next. We're gonna find out. Nobody's above this shit. This is boxing. Anybody could get hurt. Lara is Lara and Goucher. Lara killing him. See, and I know how Lara fights, and I like Lara. I like Lara a lot, but I just had to jump on after this because I figured I could come back and watch a Lara fight. It's not gonna be. I don't think it's gonna top the Hurd Trout fight or Charlo Lubin. But like I said, I could be wrong. Lara dropped him. Oh wow. Lara's outclassing him. See, that's kind of what I can imagine. Now, do y'all think Lara would fight Charlo? Because he said he would. Charlo's like, we'll just see. I got to get past my next dude first. He knocked him down. Was it a good knockdown, or is it just like flash? Was he hurt? I have a DVR. I'm going to watch it. Boxingego, man. It's the movement. Y'all know what it is. Y'all know what time it is. See, Lara needs to get... To me... I don't know about Terrell Goucher because I don't know as much about him. But he needs to know when to step it up and offensively. And when to just like keep it cool. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it's a flash knockdown. Okay. Wow. But what happened to all the people that said Al Haymon was a cancer? Errol Spence announced he's fighting Lamont Peterson. Very solid fight. And listen, new media, I'm not going to allow y'all to do the punk shit, the bullshit that y'all been doing in the past. So we got to stand for something as boxing fans. Listen, boxing fans, what they do is, they know a fighter. You guys know who's getting avoided. Errol Spence is currently one of those people. So what they'll do is like, oh, what? They'll try to like challenge his legitimacy by saying, oh, why is he fighting Lamont Peterson? Lucas Matisse knocked him down. But you know damn well nobody really seems to want to fight him. Same shit they did with Rigondeaux. Rigondeaux, why is he fighting this guy? Because that's the guy he has to fight. He has to go to Japan to fight one of them warriors because the warriors in America aren't really stepping to Rigondeaux. Y'all not gonna do that no more. And besides that, me, in my honest opinion, I think I would favor Errol Spence to beat Peterson. However, I think it's a good fight. Peterson is no slouch. Some people even thought he beat Danny Garcia. He's been losing fights and worked his way back into fights like Victor Ortiz and Amir Khan. So it's a good fight. But y'all got to put the pressure on the other welterweights to step up and fight him. Shout out to Lift One, $10 super chat. I tell y'all, them yellow and them orange super chats be the ones. He says, I got back with ego like he directed Woodrow Clemente turned up. That's funny. Shout out to you. I think that's Floyd. Man. Yeah, man. Y'all gotta listen to who you believe in this boxing game, because I don't understand how some people even have credibility at all. Everything they say is wrong and false. So I mean, if that's what you guys as fans choose to believe in, people who are constantly wrong no matter what, if it's a fight prediction, if it's a forecast or whatever. Back Bush Hood, ENT, what up? What's good, man? Them first two fights was crack, though. I know Charlo sparred Lara. They were in the same gym. They were stablemates. But good-ass fights, man. Crazy. That Charlo knockout was like, wow. Wow. You can't deny him. Can't deny him at this point. Because he's fighting his mandatory. He's not complaining, not crying. Do you think Lubin can come back after the devastation of that knockout and cracking on his chance? I never listen. I'm a fair critic. I don't place limits on other men or grown women or grown men. I can't tell you what another man can do. All I know is from what I've seen in the past, it's doable, but it's hard. And the more shit you talk, the harder it becomes. Like Conor McGregor, I guarantee you, if he went the distance with Floyd or beat Floyd, we would probably see him fight again this year. I'm pretty certain. But we're not going to see him fight this year because he's probably just taking time off because he got fucking stopped after trash talking. So it's always worse when you do a lot of talking and then it's the farthest from the truth. You know what I mean? Hey, Mayweather, his head is too small. And bounce heads off canvases and all that. no, let you tank it. And like, he did all that, and then you got stopped. You know what I mean? So Erickson Lubin, he had some big words for Charlo, and Charlo didn't do as much talking, and he just got like, he got melted. Like, that was a nasty shot out of nowhere. It was like nothing even really like, to me, the first round one was like nothing really crazy happened. But hey, it was boxing. You get caught clean. And I told you that's why I was picking Charlo. Experience plays a part. And like I said, there's performances where he didn't necessarily do the bet Vanes Monterosin or whatever, but it don't matter. John Jackson, I don't think that was his best performance, even though he knocked him out. But you learn from that. Erickson Lubin, to me, didn't have those types of fights. And he was like kind of bashing, Lubin was bashing Charlo's legitimacy and who he fought, who he beat. But he's beaten and fought better guys than you. That stuff matters. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the reason that it was super interesting to me of a fight is because you never know in boxing when someone's gonna, like Errol Spence, I picked him to beat Kell Brook. I did the 7 reasons, everything. Ton of people said, oh no, Kell Brook's way too experienced, way too good. You know what I mean? Floyd Mayweather when he fought Gennaro Hernandez or whatever, step up. You know what I mean? Diego Corrales or whoever. So Mike Tyson when he stepped up to Trevor Berbick. So at the end of the day, that's why we watch, because it's a step up, and you know, you never know when someone's gonna be like, oh, a star's born, and someone's gonna prevail. But I told you, on paper, Charlo had way more experience. And that's what it is. I don't think Thurman want no smoke with Errol Spence Jr. And like I said all the time, listen to what people say before and after. Thurman, if you go listen to them old interviews, because see, this is the thing. I'm not saying I know everything, but I've been covering this sport in detail for years now. You know what I mean? This is what I do full time. This is how I make a living. You know, I don't work a job, I don't work at KFC, I don't do nothing but this. You know what I mean? And that's why these stories stick to me, because I remember reporting about it or writing articles or whatever the situation is. And I remember distinctly back then, Floyd Mayweather said, that's when he was still fighting, he said he should fight Keith Thurman on my undercard. Or Errol Spence, he should fight Errol Spence on my undercard. And people were badmouthed, oh, Floyd's just looking for protection. He doesn't want to fight Keith Thurman. He's just looking for someone to get Thurman out of the way. And Thurman even was making interviews where he was just like, basically, what's Errol Spence done? He needs to fight some more people. Maybe in a couple years, that fight can manifest. He has to do something of note. Same thing Amir Khan did to Kell Brook, kind of. He said, who's Kell Brook beat? He ain't fought nobody. Fight a champion first, then come out at me. And then when Kell Brook beat Sean Porter, becomes the IBF champion, then Amir Khan changes the goalposts and kind of created some different set of circumstances. Oh, I'm not fighting Kell Brook because of Eddie Hearn. I don't want to fight Kell Brook because he's being disrespectful. That's not what you said. You said fight a live body, a champion, and then if you are successful, then you'll get the fight with me. And that's kind of what Keith Thurman, he was kind of bringing up all of these scenarios when Errol Spence didn't have any credible names like a Kell Brook on his resume. He didn't have any names that held that much weight. He wasn't a champion. But now you can't do that to the boy, because just like you, he's a champion. You're both champions. So how can you do that? You know what I mean? So before, you could sweep him under the rug and front him off like, oh, he's just contender level. Who's he be? You can't do that now. He's a champion. You got 2 belts and he got 1 belt. And Jeff Horn got a belt until he fights Terrence Crawford, in my opinion. Listen, why do you give a fuck if I went to college? I'm not Kanye West. Why do you care if I went to college? What does that have to do with boxing? You guys put stupid shit. Hey bro, did you get, and you keep typing it. I see you, but who cares if I went to college? Did you go to college? You got your degree, you got a doctor. Why do you care? I'm trying to talk about boxing. Fuck does college have to do? I went to the School of Hard Knocks. That's where I went. And yes, I did go to college. I took some college. But why do you care? And then you typing it multiple times. You go to college, like, I'm really trying to talk about boxing. You try to talk about school. Go do your homework or something. Anyway, yeah, there's really no excuse for Thurman and Spence to not be potential opponents. They're both champions. One has 2 belts, one has 1. They're both respected in the division. Keith Thurman sounds very iffy. That's my honest opinion. He just sounds kind of like, oh, we'll see what the future holds. And he had a great win against Kell Brook. Shout out to you for that. 2 tune-ups. Listen, like, you're a champion. Nobody's trying to wait. You know what I'm saying? Like, JERMELL Charlo just fought back-to-back mandatories. He didn't get no 2 fucking tune-ups. You know what I mean? He had to go fight next order of business. That was going to get him the best paycheck. That's the fight people want to see. I mean, 2 tune-ups? Really? Okay, coming off injury, then 1 tune-up should be good. I'm not saying he don't get no tune-ups to just immediately fight him, but 2 tune-ups? Really? Fucking Leo Santa Cruz fought in January, and he just had a tune-up fight with Chris Avalos, right? That was his tune-up fight. Now he's going to fight Abner Matas next. He's not like, oh, give me 2 or 3 tune-ups. Now, it's different. See, I'm fair. If you're Andre Ward and you're moving to fight the light heavyweight kingpin that, for some reason, Adonis Stevenson, who had been in the division, never locked horns with Kovalev, and Ward wanted 2 or 3 fights, that makes sense because he's not even of the division, so he's acclimating to the weight gain and taking on the number 1 guy at light heavyweight. Keith Thurman has fought as high as like 153 and got a knockout, and he's been at welterweight. So why does he need 2 tune-ups? 1 tune-up because you just fought against Danny Garcia in March. You had a surgery, which probably was a very minor surgery in comparison to the big surgeries that are, you know, motherfuckers that have broken jaws and stuff like that. So take a tune-up when you come back. And then why not be able to fight him in 2018? You make it. See, I'm not with that. Like Joshua talking about, oh, maybe I'll fight Wilder in 2020. Why should we have to wait till 2020 to see that? Why should we have to wait till 2019 to see Keith Thurman and Errol Spence? How's the Barclays getting reckless? What does that even mean? Is there a riot in the Barclays? And like I said, for me, there's no real reason for Thurman not to fight him. Shout out to my dude Jared Swift Hurd. He has to work on some things though, because he wasn't cutting off the ring efficiently. And I feel tall guys who are tall for their division, fight tall. You'll make your life so much easier. You'll make your life very easy if you fought tall. Use that jab. Trout, there's no reason the smaller, shorter Trout with more mileage on him, because he's been in there with Canelo, Miguel Cotto, Erislandy Lara, you know what I'm saying? In all them fights. JERMELL Charlo. He had more mileage on him. He shouldn't be getting on the inside that easily. Barclays is booing Lara. I'm telling you, Charlo Lubin should have been the main event. Someone's throwing a chair at the boxers. Wow. Y'all tripping. In all honesty, Jared Swift Hurd's my dude, but his fight tonight with Trout looked very similar to Tony Harrison. He was getting outboxed. Guy didn't necessarily hurt him. He kept piling on and won the battle of attrition and was able to get the stoppage. Yeah, like I said, I'm not telling you what a man can't do if he can bounce back or not. I just know it's going to be hard for Lubin because he put a lot of pressure on himself with his banter, what he had to say about Charlo. You can't, like, okay. That's okay. That's like, what if I said Deontay Wilder's a paper champion, he's garbage, he's windmill Wilder, and then I fought him and he knocked me out in 1 round. That doesn't really like prove what I was saying. You get me? You know what I'm saying? You said he was a paper champion and stuff, so you got knocked out by a paper champion in 1 round. So it's gonna be probably more of a psychological thing, because some of you guys may not agree with this, but in my opinion, when you get knocked out, just like that, like flush, just boom, you're out. That's probably better than a sustained ass whooping for 12 rounds where you're just getting bludgeoned and stuff. That's how people die. Like the people who like them or become vegetables, like Magomed Abdusalamov. You know what I mean? When Mike Perez was just hitting him with hard shit through the course of 12 rounds. So it might not even be as much physical, because if you get put to sleep, I'm sure you might have to wake up with a headache or something like that, but I'm sure it's not going to be, it's like getting shot in the head. It's probably less painful because it's just boom, lights out. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's going to be more of a psychological thing he would have to overcome, Lubin. That was a nasty knockout, man. Nasty knockout. And I picked Charlo, but I didn't think he would do it in the first round. Make sure if you're new to the live stream, if you just joined, hit the like button. We got to keep this thing popping. That was out of nowhere. Hit the like button though. We just jamming, talking about this boxing. Why would you be disappointed that the fight ended in 1 round? It's boxing. I would rather fight in 1 round than a lackluster fight go on for 12. That's just me though. He got short-circuited. Bad knockout, man. Yeah, I don't find it disappointing. I mean, the better man won. It's not really a disappointment. Damn, I really expected Lubin to do a little bit more, cause the way, like, see, he was almost in the Conor McGregor, not as witty, but almost in the Conor McGregor zone, where even though I knew Floyd would beat him, and even though I picked Charlo to beat Lubin, they had me curious because how they were popping off. They were saying so much stuff. I'm like, fuck, maybe Lubin's really coming with it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe he got something. Y'all like that Tiger video I posted? He was tripping. He trying to fight Travis Scott for Kylie Jenner's honor. Why is Trout be Harlem shaking when he gets hurt? Trout's legs look, when he was getting hurt, his body language, I don't like how it looked. It looked like he was like, he just looked real stiff. He just looked real stiff when he was getting like kind of caught with shots. Tiger is a straw weight. Y'all are stupid. Them braids weigh more than he does. But like I said, we're all the Al Heyman detractors. People that said that Al Heyman was a cancer. I enjoyed myself tonight with the fights. We had some real good shit. Yeah, see, and listen, what Trout did, Trout to me made a mistake. I'm gonna explain it to you, cause I did a like quick post-fight video, and I didn't really get to explain it. But this is what Trout made a mistake of. I thought he was easily controlling the pace. The first 3 rounds, maybe round 3 was close, where some people might have given it to Hurd. I think I was leaning more towards Trout in round 3, but the mistake Trout made was in those early rounds where he was kind of dictating, getting off shots and lefts and like in and out body shots. He was doing good, and it was at a more comfortable pace, but that pace takes a lot of energy to keep moving. You know what I mean? Keep moving, keep busy. You've seen Canelo and Golovkin, and what happens is when you flatten out halfway through the fight and that motherfucker's still coming at you, then you got to make some wise decisions. But the pivotal mistake to me that Austin Trout made was in round 6, he went to war with the naturally bigger, taller, and stronger guy and Jarrett Hurd, and they were slugging it out, and it made for exciting TV in round 6, but that wasn't smart because you had already burned up a lot of energy just keeping the guy off you, keeping him busy, getting off shots first, and then you unnecessarily went to war with him and had a slugfest in round 6. And I think that's when the fight really started changing. Right after round 6, then Trout, he looked slower, his legs kept looking like kind of stiff, and he looked more gassed out. And Hurd started making some adjustments, so credit to him. He put his hands down a la Roy Jones Jr. and was coming forward and trying to get loose in there, get funky in there a little bit. And then that's where he was doing his best rounds, and he was winning consecutive rounds to nullify Trout's early success and make the scorecards closer. So Badu Jack got knocked out before, but his chin is not weak. Yeah, Badu Jack, I don't think he was knocked out in the round 1. I don't know. The way he fell looked crazy. The way Lubin fell. But good fights, man. I still haven't watched, like I said, Erislandy Lara's fight. I'll probably check it out. But from what it sounds like, I caught the best of the two on the card because I don't really see y'all talking about the Lara fight. And I think if it was crazy, y'all would have been like, oh, you see what Lara just did? Champ Ross, that's a stupid comment. Heyman can't sell tickets. Did you see the StubHub? Listen, there's a big fight going on in New York that people wanted to watch, and the bigger card was in New York, so people probably stayed at home and wanted to watch it. Second of all, the StubHub card was not even stacked. It was just like stay busy tune-up fights to keep those fighters active to build up a fight, a rematch between the two of them. So I don't expect the StubHub to be cracking for that fight. Why would it be crack? He fought Chris Avalos and Gutierrez, who's unknown. Now, if Abnamadas and Leo Santa Cruz rematched today at the StubHub, then you probably would have had better ticket sales. But fans aren't stupid. Fans aren't, you know what I mean? Just because it's nearby, they're not gonna miss the bigger card in New York to go to that card when it's very low level, stay busy fights where we all know the outcome. Now, the crazy thing is, the dude that Leo Santa Cruz knocked out, he'd been knocked out, I think Frampton knocked him out, Chris Avalos, he has an interview with Ellie Seckbach, ES News, and he said he was dogging Rigondeaux. He's like, I beat Rigondeaux, I whipped his ass in sparring. But it just sounds crazy because you couldn't even deal with Leo Santa Cruz, who pretty much openly avoided Rigondeaux. You got stopped by Leo Santa Cruz, but you're saying you dogged Rigondeaux, so I don't know. I don't know if I believe that. Because you can't beat Frampton or Santa Cruz, who didn't want to fight Rigondeaux. And I didn't really see any defense. Lubin out there playing Twister in the middle of the ring. That's fucked up. Y'all fucked up. Santa Cruz didn't knock out. It was a slugfest. He got stopped. What are you talking about? Avalos got... listen, you could watch the highlights and his head is getting rocked back and forth, to and fro. And he got stopped. So what are you talking about? It was a slugfest. Every punch that I seen, I didn't watch the whole fight like I told y'all earlier, but what I seen, Leo Santa Cruz was hitting him with a succession of 5-6 shots. Who gets hit with 5-6 shots that's elite level like that? You know what I'm saying? And he's getting hit with looping shots, which take more time to get to the target. What are you talking about? You don't know shit about boxing. But did Erickson Lubin, did they interview him? I just jumped on the horn. Yeah, he ain't tweeted nothing or anything. Told you them Charlo boys ain't playing. So he was just focused. He wasn't doing much of talking. And look at his shirt. Keep running your mouth. Lions only. He just zoned out. Telling you, there's different grown man strength. Charlo's a little bit older. I'm telling you, them dudes is big. And see, that's what I'm saying. Erickson Lubin, like, I like him, but he bit off more than he could chew in the sense of like he the way he was talking was like Charlo's is like chumps. Like, you still, even if you don't rate them highly or whatever, for whatever reason, you gotta still give them, like, they got size. It looks like they clearly both have power. You know what I'm saying? They've been in there with better names than you. So you gotta at least give them that. That's all I'm saying. You said he was a paper champ and all that. And that was a one-punch knockout, too. You know what I mean? It wasn't like a TKO style. He got knocked out. We don't always get full-fledged. Not like Austin Trout, he got technically knocked out, but he didn't get knocked out like that. Like, let's keep it real. His corner was like, nah, I don't know if we want to continue. And the ref heard that. They're like, oh, we're ending this. If he that uncertain. Yeah, but that's a bad thing. You can, as a challenger, to underestimate your opponent and not respect him. He's the champion. You got to respect him to a degree. Like, I'm speaking on behalf of him, but I guarantee you, if I would have asked Errol Spence, if I asked him, despite all the trash talk, do you respect Kell Brook? Is he a good fighter? I guarantee you, he'll be like, he's a good fighter, but I feel like I can beat him. He ain't gonna be like, oh, Kell Brook sucks and he's this, you know what I mean? And he didn't. He gave Kell Brook his propers. I didn't expect that though, like that. I expected it, but I didn't expect it like that and that fast. I'm trying to look at this Erislandy Lara knockdown. Damn, he really did knock him down. Lara got a nasty uppercut. Oh, you know what we could do before I get out of here? Huh? Let's get up to like 350 to 375 likes. Let's get the likes up. I got an idea. I'm not even watching the Lara fight. I'm on here talking to the fans. See, cause this is why I do this too, man. Cause a lot of people get on the horn after the fact and be like, "Oh, I knew this," and no, you didn't. Now we gonna get to the bottom of this. We almost at 375 likes. A couple more likes and we'll get to it. We'll get right to it. We'll get right to the proceedings this evening. I got an idea since I'm already on the live. Fuck it. We can't get one like, really? One like? You fucking cockroaches. We can't get one like? All right, it's go time. I want you to hit me as hard as you can. Tyler, I gotta get the ego dirt in. So I did this video, the Ego Fight Club. Let's see what people were saying. I just did it. I paused my porn to watch Boxingego. See, the fans is loyal. Cranium. I'm picking Lubin. I think he's gonna shock Charlo. That didn't happen. Let's see what people are saying. Don't believe the hype. Negative. This means more to Charlo. Charlo lose to a kid. His career could flatline. The ego with the Fight Club though. Lions only. Lubin is still a house cat. Charlo by late stoppage. Charlo's experience will be the difference. Something tells me Lubin is going to win by stoppage. Just a feeling. You were wrong, Premium Petro. I agree, let's go Lubin. That's a bad feeling. This will be just like J-Rock KO. That was on point. I like Lubin by unanimous decision. See? Y'all try to act, y'all look at the screen names, try to act like, oh, we knew this was the outcome. It's gonna be like Julian Williams versus Jamal. Little dusty ass Lubin bit off more than he could. Why you gotta be all that? Charlo stops him in 7. Jermell's gonna make that guy quit. Erickson Lubin by stoppage 8-9. Why hasn't Jermell fought Lara or Andre? Heard by UD. Lubin by KO. See, there are a lot of people picking Lubin. Lubin by dramatic KO. Pause, I got Lubin. Charlo all day, got to ride with H-Town. See? That's why we do this shit. I want you to hit me as hard as you can. Betting 5 hots on Lubin by KO, aka $500. Well, Jose, you are out $500, my friend. You are out of $500, my friend. Charlo by knockout. This is tough. My origin's from Haiti, so I have to go with Lubin. Charlo by KO. Damn. I gotta go with Charlo by KO. Charlo's about to give Lubin the business. Charlo stops Lubin in 4. Easy. I'm faster than Usain Bolt. Lubin will be victorious. Lubin for the upset. Lubin, see? Look at all the Lubins. That boy Jose lost 500. Crazy. See? Ego Fight Club. Y'all love talking about when I get a prediction wrong. Y'all are way off. Betting $500 on this shit. Crazy. Good fight though. I mean, why it lasted. See, I put on my Instagram too. 542 likes. See? Charlo. People are sleeping on Lubin. Rolling with Lubin. Lubin is going to KO Charlo. Tough, real tough. Charlo, UD, Lubin. Charlo on 6. Charlo. Lubin gonna hit that dude like he's never been hit before. Let's see how he takes it. I'm going for Lubin, Charlo. Easy work for Charlo. Lubin, Charlo. Charlo handily. Hammer gonna shock y'all. Lubin hurts him. Lubin. I gotta go for the home team. Lubin. See? Y'all motherfuckers be on here like, oh, we all knew that. We all knew that, Ego. Not really. A lot of people picking Lubin and Charlo. Look at look. Lubin. Lions only. Lubin, Charlo, Lubin all the way. Charbroiled, whatever the fuck that means. Well, props to both warriors for signing up. Young Erickson Lubin for signing up for the challenge. Came up short, first round knockout, but he tried to get back up. He showed heart in even signing up for this. Shout out to Charlo, Lions only. Yeah, I think if that's KO of the year or David Lemieux versus Curtis Stevens. I think one of those two. One of those two are up there for me. David Lemieux, that Curtis Stevens, y'all forget because that was like earlier in the year, it was in March, my birthday month. Shout out to all the Aries out there. Ego Fight Club. Told you, ego dirt, and we always get to the bottom of this. Let's try to get 6 more likes. I'm about to get off of here. I want to see if we can get 6 more likes. March 25th is my birthday. Yes. Yes. Hit the like button. Is Lara still fighting? I'm going to go watch that, probably. Eat the rest of my leftovers. Y'all cold-blooded. Lubin looks like he was trying to break dance. What happened in the Lara fight? He won UD? Or what? Damn. Lara's hard to beat. I'm gonna go watch the fight. Shout out to Al Heyman Showtime for this triple header. 2 more likes. Ego, you have one of the best boxing channels around YouTube. Appreciate that, man. He won a boring unanimous decision. Yeah, I wish Lara would step on the gas in spots with certain people at least. You know what I mean? Because I think he has power. I think he can get people out of there. But it's just a temperament. You know what I'm saying? You have to fight with the intent. But, I mean, that opens you up more for risk. And some fighters, they're just comfortable in their style, and they're not going to take that. You know what I mean? That additional risk. Now, let's do a roll call, man. I'm about to get out of here. Let me know where y'all from, where y'all at. Great Showtime card. Props to Lions Only. Props to Jerry Swift Hurd and Erislandy Lara on their victories. And that's how it goes. Texas, Boston, St. Louis, Atlanta, Monterrey, Mexico, St. Louis, Seattle, London, Whiteville, Tennessee, Fort Worth, Texas, New York, North Carolina, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Jersey, Springfield, Mass, Georgia, Garfield Park Boxing, London, Mississippi, DC, Philly, H-Town, Baton Rouge, Brooklyn, North Carolina, Strong Island, aka Long Island, Sacramento, Barbados, Stockton, Miami, Philly, Sydney, Australia. I see y'all. Dallas. I enjoyed boxing tonight, people. Drop your thoughts in the comment section on the replay. More videos coming soon. Shout out to all the super chats. We got some big ones on this super chat. That's it. We had a good night of boxing. Congrats to all the winners. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Make sure you smash the like button. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next videos, Ego signing off. Peace out.